Welcome to Healthy Lifestyle with Lorianne. I am Coach Lorianne. Welcome to the show. I hope you guys are having a great day. As you know, our goal here at Healthy Lifestyle is to inspire, educate, and empower you to fulfill a healthy, emotional, spiritual, and physical life so you can feel empowered to live the life you have always wanted and dreamed. I hope you're having a good day. And today on Healthy Lifestyle, we're going to light you up with some verbal caffeine and all kinds of possibilities. But our guest today, one of my faves, is Jeff Goldberg. He's a head coach and trainer at JG&amp, where they're helping individuals and organizations attain measurable and sustainable sales increases. He's an award-winning sales professional with almost 5 decades of sales management, training, and coaching experience. Looking at him, you would never know that. Jeff's had the opportunity to teach, coach, mentor, speak internationally in front of tens of thousands of sales professionals, ranging from financially successful veterans to the most junior new hires in a diverse array of industries. And I will tell you, he is a treat because he really is so kind, even when he's delivering the most maybe not happy news to you. So he's a kind soul. Jeff's also a co-author of 2 books, Leverage Your Laziness and How to Be Your Own Coach. He also is a stand-up comedian, whoop whoop, the proud father of 3 terrific kids, and he lives on Long Island with a crazy pug named Duke. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Coach Lori. I'm so excited to be with you today.
I'm so glad that you're here. And I just, I love speaking to other coaches, you know that, and we've spoken a number of times before, and you're always inspiring to me. And that's always nice to be around and yummy. So I know that, as coaches, we all have our rituals. Do you have a morning ritual?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do. Obviously, I do the normal things when I wake up. I go to the bathroom and wash my face and stuff like that. But you can only see half of them over my shoulder. That's a picture that one of my daughters drew of my pug Duke. And, of course I have to walk him every morning because, thank God he didn't hear that. Otherwise he would have jumped up and we would have had a go OUT right now. But, as I'm doing that, WALKing through the neighborhood, I have a smile on my face, like literally a smile. And I'm saying stuff to myself out loud. It takes about 10 minutes. And I say the same exact things every single morning. Setting up my day for success is what I call it. And it's simple things like, today's going to be a great day. Only incredibly wonderful things are going to happen to myself and my family today. And I have this whole litany of things that I say about my family and my health and my financial wellness and all that kind of stuff, and how I'm going to serve others. And that's how I start my day every day. And I find that that's a much better way than the majority of human beings wake up, which is, I can't believe I have to go to freaking work again today. I just think it's more powerful. And does every day go perfectly? Absolutely not. But I have way more great days than I think the average human being does. And I believe it's partly because I set up my day every morning for success.
Yeah, without a doubt. And what you're talking about, or in my little languaging, is affirmations. You're
Sure.
right. You're saying affirmations out loud, how you want your day to be. And it's like when you get up and you stub your toe and you're like, oh, this is how my day is going to be. Well, that is going to be your day. It's going to be a bad day because of how you languaged it, what you put out in the universe, and also you set your own expectations. So that's why expectations become your reality. So by you starting with that smile, you always have a smile on your face. You're just a happy soul. I love that about you. But those are really important. So other than setting your day like that, why do you start your day like that? I know why.
Before we get to that, the smile on my face is a deliberate strategy. I've got nothing in particular to smile about or not smile about in the morning, but when you smile, it starts to release the happy chemicals in your brain. So I'm walking. I know I look like an idiot when I do this, but I'm going to have a great day. Only great things are going to happen. I mean, I'm actually getting the endorphins and all that stuff going, the dopamine, so that it's actually creating that great day for me.
Yeah.
So it's a deliberate strategy. And I have a feeling that at least some of my neighbors probably think, who is that madman that walks through the streets smiling at 6 o'clock in the morning? But that's me.
Well, I'll tell you that it's none of your business what anybody else thinks, so it doesn't matter anyway. So you just keep smiling through the neighborhood because you're probably making other people smile. Your smile is very catchy. Most people's are. So that's a really good thing. So you set yourself up this way and you start your day this way. But did you have a happy childhood?
Actually, not too great. My father was a crazy person. When I say crazy, I don't mean wacky. I mean, he literally spent time in mental institutions. He was a disturbed human being, and it was not happy. I was beaten as a child, and he was a screamer and a holler. He was bipolar. So if you've ever dealt with that, and I'm sure you have, you just never know what's going to happen. Is he going to be sweet, happy daddy today, or is he going to be, Lucifer incarnate? And I just never knew. Obviously that. Yeah, it's very difficult to deal with. You're always walking on eggshells. And at a very young age, it's nearly impossible for you. My poor mother had to deal with that, as well as, taking care of myself and my sister. So no, it was not the happiest childhood in the world. Although I certainly have many happy memories, but there's a lot of stuff that wasn't so happy, including one time, one of his 6 wives, when he remarried, came from a very wealthy family. And here's the kind of thing that sticks in your brain. I remember going to one of their very wealthy relatives' huge home for Christmas, and everybody got these fantastic, magnificent gifts. And I was like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. And there was nothing for me and my sister. And, somebody kind of elbowed the other, and they found like a puzzle in a box that they gave to the 2 of us. So it's that kind of thing, why do they have and I don't have? Why do I get beaten? What did I ever do? So it was not the most happy childhood in the world. No.
And that sets up our blocks, because our blocks come between the ages of 2 and 12, scientifically indicated, right? And it's not because anybody's setting out to do bad things. It's like, I'm going to make Jeff feel really bad today. Nobody does that. But I know I have a writing block, or had a writing block, as a result of an English teacher saying something to me about how terrible my writing was. And it was junior high school, and it stayed with me through most of my adult life until I had someone in law school, my legal writing professor, say to me, why do you, like, your face almost melts off every time I give an assignment? And I was like, because it just terrifies me that I have to write because I'm so terrible. She's like, who said that? And I told her the story, and she said, you have syntax issues, and that's what we hire editors for. Don't worry about it. You got the concepts, you got the ideas, so just do it. And she just took that not happy situation and made it better just by her encouragement. So it's amazing. We need to be mindful how we speak to each other, right? And those experiences that you had as not a happy child, now you're morphing into starting each day with a smile on your face. And, you weren't born with a unhappy childhood. You were born into it, but you are who you are, right? So you're tapping into that greatness of Jeff, right?
Yeah, well, I've invested a lot of time and money in doing that. I was very fortunate. And by the way, before I tell you that, I have to just quickly, because I don't want to forget, I can't tell you how many times teachers told me, what do you think? You're funny, young man? You're the class clown?
Yeah.
And now I'm a stand-up comedian. So,
I think that's great. I can't wait.
You're not funny, Mr. Goldberg.
Yeah.
The thing I heard most often at school was, I think you know the way to the principal's office, Mr. Goldberg. So, yeah. Now I forgot the other question. I'm sorry.
It's all good. No, it's, you had obviously a challenging childhood, needless to say. And you still found your way through, and you start your day with these beautiful affirmations that set the tone for the day. And then you go out and you help other people, which is, what we do. We help our former selves, right? So that what made you, at what point, where was that pivot? Where was that transition point where you went from, I'm just going to help other people because and I'm sure your thought process was similar to mine, which is, I just don't want anybody to feel the way I did.
Yeah, I don't know that there was a conscious thought about that, but I can tell you where my personal development journey started. Laughter was always a defense mechanism for me. Making people laugh makes people like you. But at the age of, I think it was my senior year of high school, so I guess 17 or 18 years old, a friend of mine, Ronnie, went and took the EST training, which for people who aren't familiar with it is now called the Landmark Forum. And when Ronnie got done taking this 2 weekends and 1 night training and was back in school, when I was with Ronnie, it was like being at a party. And I knew that when I wasn't with Ronnie, he was still at the party and I wasn't, and I wanted to be at the party. So I took the S training and I got very involved with those people. I invested a lot of time and money. I spent 10 years with those people, managing seminars, taking programs, doing advanced stuff. Phenomenal, life-changing stuff. And since then, I've invested tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours in seminar rooms, just learning from gurus. If you know the name James Arthur Ray, I spent a lot of time with James and people like him. just learning as much as I could, reading books about transformation and striving to be the best person, the best Jeff I could possibly be.
Yeah.
I also was incredibly fortunate. Geez, this must be about 8 years ago now. I was introduced to a coach who was life-changing. All that personal development stuff was incredibly useful. None of it really made a long-lasting change in terms of my overall financial success, which is often what I was striving for.
Yes.
And I was introduced to this coach. It's funny. So I was working as an outsourced sales manager for a client, and the client sat me down one day and goes, "We're going to start working with this coach. Would you work with her if I paid for it?" I said, "Why do you think I need a coach?" He goes, He said, everybody needs a coach, and
yes.
I'm willing to pay for it. Are you open to it? I said, "Sure, I'll meet with her." Well, he introduced me to this. She's made more difference in my life than, well, actually, I'll take that back. I've made more difference in my life out of the work I did with Liz Bentley than anything else I did. You know, Liz? Yes. So you know what I'm talking about. The interesting thing to me, well, one of the many interesting things about me is in our very initial conversation, she goes, if you're going to work with me because you want to make more money, don't work with me because you want to make more money. Work with me because you want to be the best possible version of Jeff. However, I'll tell you this, everybody who works with me makes more money.
Absolutely. Well, same track on me. We have similar tracks. We have similar experiences. So yeah,
simply astounding. I absolutely make way more money than I did before I started working with.
Well, and you need to become the best version of you. The money will follow. Money will follow you. If that's always your first intention, it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. But when you are just working on yourself, you will find the area that you're going to serve, and that's the money will follow every single time. Every single time. I love that. But that just leads me to another question, because you mentioned that you were in sales, you were outsourcing. How did you get into sales?
By accident, like almost everybody else does. I had zero direction in life. I was going to Baruch College because my guidance counselor in high school said, "You should be an accountant." I never liked numbers, but
I don't like math.
Exactly. Well, I actually failed geometry in high school twice. And she called me in and said, "Look, you're not going to graduate on time. You got to do something." And I'm like, "I don't understand X and Y. I understand 1 + 1 = 2, but X and Y make no sense." And of course, geometry is angles and X and Y. Yeah. She goes, "Why don't you take accounting? Maybe you'll do well at that." And I got straight hundreds because debit this, credit that, 1 + 1 = 2. So she called me back in and said, "You should go to Baruch College, City of New York. It's an accounting school. You should be an accountant." I had no direction in life whatsoever. So I said, "Okay, I'll go to Baruch College and I'll be an accountant." Well, here's what I find out. Because I had not passed geometry in high school, I now had to take a full year of no credit geometry, and college accounting is formulas. So I quickly discovered that was not going to be my life. And I got a part-time job at a furniture store a block away from the college in customer service, ordering things and dealing with complaints and stuff like that. And one day on a Saturday, one of the salespeople didn't show up. He was sick, and we were very busy. And the owner came to me and said, "Jeff, go sell those people." And I said, I don't know how to sell. And I'll often exaggerate a story to make a point. There's no exaggeration here. He handed me a legal pad and a pen. He went like this, literally, smile a lot, follow them around the showroom, write down what they want, come back and tell me what they want, and I'll give you the prices. By the way, I have to preface it with my father, my stepfather, and both grandfathers were all career salespeople who never really made any money in their lives. And I swore under no circumstances will I ever become a salesperson. And 48 years later, I not only still sell, I train other people how to sell. So that's how I fell into sales.
Yeah. That's amazing. Why, I know this because I don't really enjoy the term sales. I do business development because it just feels nicer than sales. Sales to me is like a t-shirt seller or a used car seller. But why do salespeople have such bad reputation? Help us figure this out, because the poor people in sales, and they're usually generally like the kindest, nicest people for the most part. They're the kindest, nicest people who are just trying to help you and make a living. So why do they have bad reputations?
We do. And, salespeople and trainers, we talk about this all the time. It's because certainly years ago when I started, there were way more unscrupulous people who were willing to lie, cheat, steal, say, and do anything to reach their hand into your pocket, pull out those green pieces of paper with dead presidents on them and put them in their own pockets. And they would